Do any of you guys feel like proud parents when it comes to AMC stock? I know me personally, I have more emotions invested in AMC than any other stock. I think it's due to the fact that we have been, or I have been, most of you guys have been around and in AMC for a very long time. We save this company. This is like a child that we have nurtured, put our energy into, and now finally seeing it come to fruition. But like all good things do, this will come to an end. We will be forced with making our exit strategies, coming up with the best one that will suit us. And I'm going to be going over what my exit strategy is going to be for AMC stock. I think this is personally the best exit strategy for anybody, but I am not a financial advisor, not a financial planner or your dad. So ultimately, come to your own conclusions. If you agree with my thesis, then by all means, agree with it and implement it. But I am in no way, shape, or form telling you guys to do this. But we are also going to be talking about this one thing that will 100% start the AMC short squeeze. And this is definitive. There's no way around this. We have seen this throughout history with other short squeezes, and we'll be going over that, like I said, my exit strategy, as well as things you guys can pay attention for that will lead you to believe that the short squeeze is happening, for one, and that we are getting close to the top. So we're going to go over some very important information in this video. It could be the most important AMC video that you ever watch. So drop that like on the video so we can help spread this to as many people as possible, as well as comment down below. Let me know what you think about this exit strategy, what you think about this whole video. Let me know. I will respond to every single comment, as well as consider subscribing to the channel if you like my insight about these situations, or if you just want to see more AMC videos or investing videos in general. Hit that notification bell so you guys will be notified when these videos are uploaded. So let's get straight into it, guys. First and foremost, let's talk about the one thing that will 100% cause the AMC short squeeze, and really the one key that is currently missing with AMC stock. And this really revolves around the mid-range liquidity hedge funds and the big hedge funds. The mid-range liquidity hedge funds in between about $25 and $100 billion. The large guys like Citadel in between $100 billion of capital, and Citadel at about $450 billion worth of capital. These guys, they're not going to be squeezed out of their AMC short positions just because AMC doubles, triples, or even 10x's in value. I think Citadel could probably remain in their AMC short position if AMC was $1,000 per share. They have enough liquidity to put in their account so they don't have to cover on their positions. But the one thing that will force them to cover on their positions is if the market goes through a crash or correction. And I really think this is a self-fulfilling prophecy. I am even getting people, investors in my real life that have much more money than me, that are coming to me asking me about if I think the market is going to go through a crash or correction. Now, that is really a topic for its own video, but I think it's only a matter of time. The stock market can't go up continuously forever. And if you guys pull this out to the all-time charts on the S&P 500 and you take a look at this, this was the lows. Well, this was right before 2020. This is basically the lows of 2020. You see that dip right there, and we have just skyrocketed in a very short amount of time. So I think it's inevitable to see a market crash or correction. The timing on this can be a little bit hit or miss. There is a lot of negative things going on for the overall markets. There is a list of negative things going on. So I don't even want to get into that. That could be a 30-minute long video. We're not going to make this video that long. Just get to the meat and bones. But we even seen on Friday, the S&P went down to 0.77%. The Dow went down a little bit more. The NASDAQ was down about the same as this S&P 500. And I think just like AMC, this is a self-fulfilling prophecy. If people from my real life that are just new into the stock market, that are bigger investors in real estate and other companies, are coming to me and talking about people are saying there's going to be a crash or correction, that could be, like I said, a self-fulfilling prophecy. And we could see people just start to sell out because other people are fearful. So I do think this is coming in the near term future, and this is something that has not happened throughout all of the AMC price movement. We have not seen the stock market go down at all. We have not seen a correction. And why I say this will 100% cause the AMC short squeeze, it really comes down to a hedge fund's portfolio. If you think about it, most hedge funds, they're going to have long positions, or I should say much more long positions than they do have short positions. But if you guys have ever been on margin, then you know when your overall portfolio value goes down, meaning your long positions, your stock that you are buying maxed out on margin start to go down in value, your margin maintenance level starts to go up. And if you see those severely invert, let's say Citadel had to deposit $10 billion or $50 billion into their account because we just went down 25% in the overall markets, that is very possible. And what you would do is cover on your short positions. But ultimately, I think Citadel and the big guys are going to screw themselves just by waiting so long to cover until this crash or correction does happen, and they really have to pay a ton for their AMC shares to cover on their position. So I think the big guys, the big shorts of AMC, are really going to be the ones that come in at about $1,000 per share, maybe higher than that. Who knows? Just speculating here, but come in around these high prices and start to cover. That really sends AMC stock home. So that is the situation. That is guaranteed going to cause the AMC short squeeze. Nothing else is going to cause this. Citadel is not going to cover on their short position just because they're down 100% or 1,000%. They don't have to. They have too much money. They theoretically would never be forced to cover with a 3% cost to borrow. They can pay that all day. But when their collateral goes down, they will be forced to cover eventually. So that is, in short, the situation that is going on and what I do think will cause the AMC mother of all short squeezes. Now, let's talk about what I would be looking for when this short squeeze does start. And the first and most important thing, obviously, we just went over, is the market correction. That is going to tell you that we are going through this short squeeze. And just a fun fact, if you guys don't know, the Volkswagen short squeeze happened on October 27, 2008. That was the lows of the S&P 500. Back here, let's zoom it out, back in 2008, October of 2008 was the lows of the market. So we have seen this happen plenty of times. Volkswagen is just one of the more popular examples. So here's your proof right here. This will cause the AMC mother of all short squeeze. But like I was saying, market correction, that is the number one thing to be watching for. If we don't see this market correction, odds are you're not going to see enough shorts covering to cause the massive mother of all short squeeze, and we will have some more time to wait before that does happen. The second thing is going to be, simply put, volume of AMC stock. So we seen back here at some of our highest volume days, we seen over $1 billion for volume with AMC. That is a very large amount, but if we're talking about AMC going to thousands of dollars per share, you're going to see the volume in the multi-billion-dollar ranges, and you're going to want to watch the volume. As you see right here, obviously the highest volume days was the days that we really gapped up the most. Once the volume does start to come down, you see the stock price coming down as well. So you want to see the volume continue every single day. And obviously, if you're wondering if we are getting close to the short squeeze, if we are in the short squeeze, you will be able to see the intraday volume. But also at the same time, it's going to be hard to tell because I think we're going to go through stages. I think we're going to see a massive rally up, maybe $100, we'll chill out, go back down to 80, shoot back up to 150, chill out. You guys understand, a stair step like motion that we are kind of seeing right here. This is probably what is going to be resembled when the mother of all short squeeze does happen. So I think that is the second most important thing when we are talking about actually seeing if the shorts do cover. And how I would look at this, obviously we have about an 18.5% short interest. I would look for the short interest to go down to about 10%. That will give you a good idea of most of the smaller shorts have probably covered. And if we're at about a 10 or even about an 8% short interest, in between that range, like I said, the small shorts have probably covered. We are more than likely going to be well into the hundreds or thousands of dollars of prices. But once the short interest goes down to about 3% or even really about 5%, that is probably going to be close to the top of the mother of all short squeezes. And that is not a bad time personally to probably get out of your positions. But at the same time, we're going to be going through a market crash or correction, in my opinion, when this does happen. So it's hard to tell how high AMC could go, but that is overall my thoughts on that. The fourth and final thing is hedge fund bankruptcies. You're going to see some hedge fund bankruptcies, some public bankruptcies that are going to come out just because most shorts of AMC got in at about $6 to $15 per share. So they're severely underwater on their position. So once you see these bankruptcies coming out in large quantities, you start to see 2 or 3 firms a day, which I do believe will happen, start to come out, then you're likely to be getting close to the top of the AMC, mother of all short squeezes. Also, I definitely should have put this at like the second or third most important thing, but it is going to be market sentiment around AMC. If you see a lot of people talking about this is the end of the squeeze, and when I say a lot of people, when you see a majority of people talking about this the end of the short squeeze, I'm selling out, whatever the case is, you guys understand what I mean? That is probably getting close to the top. Like I said, when it comes down to the overall market or AMC, this is a very self-fulfilling prophecy. If a lot of people think AMC will go to $1,000 or $100,000, that is likely where it will go, or at least get close to those prices. But if everybody wanted to sell out right now, it obviously wouldn't do that. So that is something that I will be watching very, very closely, the overall positivity around AMC, but the negativity as well. And I think that is a very important thing. Excuse me, my bad. I should have definitely put that at one of the most important things to be watching for. So that is really what I would be watching for. Number 1, market correction. I would say number 2, the AMC sentiment around the stock. If people are selling, if people are saying they are buying or holding on to their positions, and really just seeing the behavior of apes. That is the second biggest, most important thing. The third thing is going to be the volume. The fourth thing is going to be the short interest. And the fifth thing is going to be the hedge fund bankruptcies, all in chronological order. So I hope you guys have a little bit of clarity on that, how to call the top. Let's talk about my exit strategy for AMC stock. So let's say theoretically, you bought shares at, just for simple math sake, let's say you bought shares at $100 per share. And let's say AMC goes to $1,000 per share. What I would personally do, if you thought $1,000 is a good price, and these are only theoretical, if you thought $1,000 was a good price to sell out of your position, I like to sell out enough of a position to make the rest free. So if you bought shares at $100 and AMC is currently at $1,000, you only have to sell 10% of your position to get your initial investment back. And you will also leave 90% of your position in pure profits, all on the table to continue this gain, because you will honestly never know if the short squeeze is over or not. That is the big thing. You don't want to get that FOMO if you did sell out at $1,000 and AMC is now at $5,000 or $10,000 and you want to buy back into the stock. AMC, once the mother of all short squeeze does happen, this is not a stock to buy back in. If you sell out at $1,000, I would not be buying back in at $3,000 or $5,000. Do whatever you guys want. Me personally, I would not be doing that, since we are all in this stock at so low prices, so cheap prices relative to where we are going to be going. So that is the free share method. And that is what I personally do with my positions. And I will just say this again. If you are substantially up in your position, say 1,000%, you only have to sell out 10% of your position to get your initial investment back. So you don't have to worry about ever losing money on the trade. Obviously, you wouldn't anyways, in my personal opinion, but you wouldn't have to worry about losing money on the trade. And you would still have almost all of your position in, or your trade in AMC stock, and you would be able to ride that to the promised land, and then obviously preferably sell on the way down. So that is going to be my strategy. That is the only strategy you should imply, and take it from me, from trial and error, from selling out of positions way too early, buying back in, getting crushed a couple days later. Just simply don't do it. And that is not financial advice, just wise advice, I would say. But that is all I have for this video. It is very short and simple, especially the whole, how to call the top and how to, manage your position. That is the best way to do it. I would never sell out 100% of my position just because it went to $100 or $1,000 or $5,000. You always want to keep skin in the game to keep that FOMO demon away from you. So like I said, that is going to conclude this video. Drop the like on the video, hit that comment section, let me know what you are thinking about this video. If you have anything to add, I would greatly appreciate it. consider subscribing to the channel as well. Hit that notification bell, all of that good stuff. Check out the links linked down below in the description. There is a link for the buy and sell alerts. And if you guys don't know, I'm going to be making a trade on AMC with options since we did break out past $50, and that was the confirmation that I have been waiting for. So if you guys want to be notified when that trade is made, also passive income strategies, mostly with options, but well, I shouldn't say mostly. We do a more long-term investing, but a good portion of those alerts are going to be with options and crypto. So you guys can expand your knowledge, keep it very inexpensive, so as many people as possible are able to be a part of that program. We do it all, though. We day trade, swing trade, and make those long-term investments. So definitely check it out. Also, the 2 links for free stock, the link for public, the link for Webull, if you guys want to support the channel in that way as well. So that is all for this video. I hope you guys enjoy your weekend. I will see you in the next video.